A beautiful day in Durham and on Duke's West Campus, fabled Cameron Indoor Stadium is ready to host another marquee matchup as the Duke Blue Devils host the Michigan Wolverines. And we welcome you inside Cameron Indoor Stadium. Chris Edwards, happy to be alongside Christina Lingley, and we're delighted to have you with us. Both of these teams off to red-hot starts. Michigan 6-0. They're off to their best start since 2018. On the flip side for Duke, the Blue Devils are surging. They've won 5 in a row after dropping their first 2 matches of the season. We look at the preseason polls in the Big Ten. Man, the gauntlet in the Big Ten with Wisconsin and Nebraska, who were in the finals last year. Michigan picked to finish tied for 6th preseason in the Big Ten. What about the Blue Devils over in the ACC? Preseason number 8 in the conference, with Louisville and Pitt, Christina, garnering the first 2 places in the ACC poll.
Yeah, Big Ten's a really tough conference. The ACC is no cupcake either. We got Louisville and Pitt, who were in the Final Four last year, the tournament, and some good teams right behind them, so it'll be a great year to watch some ACC volleyball.
A couple great hitters on display tonight for both of these teams. For Michigan, it starts with Jess Robinson, who's made just 7 errors the entire year.
Yeah, really efficient hitter. She's also leading the NCAA in kill percentage coming into this game tonight. And Gracie Johnson, really effective from the outside and the middle back of the court. So you're going to see her hit all around the floor tonight.
And you see Johnson there with those 23 service aces. That's 15 less than Michigan has as an entire group. So Johnson's been serving tough for Duke. Jolene Nagel in her 24th year at Duke. Mark Rosen in his 24th season at Michigan. 2 coaches that are well respected by their peers, and they talked about how much respect they have for one another prior to the match tonight.
Yeah, Coach Rosen talked about how he loves this Big Ten ACC matchup, not just because of the talent and the competition, but just being around people he really respects and teams and programs he really respects. So it's going to be a great match tonight, and for the UNC Michigan State as well.
Yeah, second year of this modified ACC Big Ten Challenge. Michigan State and North Carolina playing tonight in Chapel Hill. The teams will reverse, and Duke will play Michigan State here tomorrow. Michigan with the first serve of the match. It's Kendall Murray, the Ann Arbor native, who gets us going. The 7th all-time meeting between these 2 programs. Michigan has won the last 5. Devin Chang setting up the aforementioned Gracie Johnson, who finds a seam and gets Duke on the board first. Devin Chang, the transfer from UCLA, where she had a great career for the Bruins and has really anchored this Duke offense as the setter. Enters action today. 4th in Division I with 277 assists. First serve of the match for Johnson. And how about that termination from Robinson, who's hitting .568 on the year?
Yeah, no surprise that they went to her first and getting those middles going.
How much of this match, when you've got such great hitters like Robinson for Michigan or Johnson for Duke, how much of the first couple points of a match is a feeling out process?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of getting into the rhythm of the game and just letting your hitters get comfortable with the pace, and Michigan doing a good job of establishing their middles early on to help open up the pins down the line.
Blue Devils, after some confusion there by Michigan, take the 2-1 lead here early in the first set. Nikki Underwood ready to serve now for the Blue Devils. Underwood, the starting libero for Duke. Madison Bryant unavailable for the Blue Devils after a nice opening weekend. Jolene Nagel, the Duke head coach, didn't seem to fret at all about Underwood being the starting libero because she played it so much in high school.
Yeah, absolutely. She had all the confidence in the world. You know, a lot of times a libero change can really impact the team's rhythm and chemistry, but Jolene had no concerns about her coming into this position.
And how about that ace for Michigan? Both these teams serving tough. We talked about Duke's ability to serve very tough. Michigan with 38 aces, now 39 on the season. Petrovsky putting it away, her first ace of the year. Rachel Richardson on the attack and scores off the double block. Richardson, who's really growing up for the Blue Devils this year with 65 kills now, averaging over 2.25 kills per set.
Yeah, she's definitely a go-to hitter for them. She's got a really fast arm. She elevates really high at the high contact, so she's definitely a go-to key hitter for the Duke Blue Devils.
6th rotation player for Jolene Nagel's club. Sydney Yap enters to serve and records an ace.
Yep, we talked about how great Duke's serving is, and Coach Nagel did say that was a key to keeping the Michigan offense kind of at bay, is serving tough and not letting them be in rhythm. So I think that's going to be a key play for them.
Mark Rosen, the head coach of Michigan, also talked about how that first contact was going to be so important for Michigan, whether they were serving or whether they were being served to, and you see why the first contact so important there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was just a really tough, strong Duke block. Pretty good first contact by Michigan. They were able to run their middle, but Rachel set up a nice big block on the middle, seeing her come around with that back slide.
Yap to serve again. Flipped over. Nice dig by Richardson. Back row attack from Johnson. Dowd setting it up in the middle. And a nice put away for Kendall Murray. Murray, a natural right side player. Coach Rosen was talking to us about it, but now playing the left side, and she's kind of found at home there on the left side as she attacks from the back row there. Yeah,
and it's that was a really nice middle back swing too, or come out from the middle back in the Duke's middle, kind of cut off guard there and didn't really get a good block up on that cross ball.
That one grazes the net. Chang setting up Richardson. Blocks by Michigan. Richardson tries again. And off the tip, another point for Duke.
She's so crafty and smart. You know, sometimes when you don't have that big window to bang the ball, you have to be really smart and hit it off hands, and she's really good about recognizing those moments to do that.
Dowd setting it up for the Wolverines. Murray on the attack. Blue Devils have to recover. Johnson sends it over. Another ferocious swing there from Merzick. And another point for the Blue Devils.
Great dig by Nikki Underwood. It looks like there's a back row attack by the Michigan Wolverines, which means she probably slipped on that 10-foot line, which you cannot do as a back row attacker.
Grant. Murray again. And that one caught the line, and the Blue Devils secure another point. Looked for sure like it was heading out, but caught enough of the line, and the Blue Devils get another point. Duke's hitting .375 so far in this opening set. That'll help the cause for the Wolverines. It's their third kill of this opening set.
Yeah. Duke really coming out firing at all cylinders and kind of keeping Michigan on their heels right now.
Hannah Grant to serve. Second in the Big Ten in aces per set at .62 aces per set, but the Blue Devils fighting back. A nice pancake from Michigan. Now Chang setting behind her. Flipped over by Cadle. Nice rally here. Richardson keeps it alive. Johnson on the attack. Murray had it blocked out, and Michigan secures the point.
Really good gritty rally by both sides. The Duke block just needed to turn their hands in, but really good scrappy play on both sides of the net.
Another great block by Duke, and you saw it just go out there to give Michigan the point. Dowd. Powerful swing by Merzick. Chang for Richardson, and short-armed that one into the net. What's your takeaway here after the first handful of points in this opening set?
Yeah, I think Duke's just coming out firing on all cylinders, and they're playing fearless right now and really not, they don't look nervous at all, like, oh my gosh, this is some Big Ten team that we need to be rattled by. They're really coming out confident. But Michigan, you know, I think they're kind of getting their flow right now too, and this is a brand new team for them this year to see. So I think you can start to see the nerves level out a little bit, and it's going to be a long game tonight.
How about
a lot of good action?
How about Kendall Murray already with 3 kills for Murray there on the double block for the Wolverines too? Maybe not as high on the scouting report as some of the other players for Michigan that had great games against Duke last year, but it's been Murray who's kind of been the focal point of this Michigan offense so far. Yeah,
she's got a really strong arm, and she's doing a really great job out there. I think you're going to see them go to her a lot to get them going back into their offense.
Riley Cadle serving now for Duke and collects an ace. The second ace of the match for the Blue Devils. Cadle, who Joey Nagel said was just a big threat, has a really fast arm, and someone who's still growing as just a sophomore. Richardson on the nice dig. Johnson. Kept alive nicely, Merzick. Now Murray free balls it over. Johnson again swings off the tip. Another kill for Gracie Johnson, her third. I'm always so interested, and Gracie Johnson may be a good point. We talked with Coach Nagel about this before the matches last week. Gracie Johnson is now the focal point of a lot of teams' scouting reports. When you look at Duke, how do players adjust now from maybe being a little lower in the scouting report to being the focal point that a team will key on?
Yeah, I think when a player becomes the focal point of another team's scouting report, they have to be more patient with themselves, because now you're going to get their best block, their best defensive rotation, and you might not get all the quick kills you had gotten before. So, being patient with yourself, if you don't get that kill right away, let yourself kind of get into a rhythm, and also lean on your other players to help mix up the offense. So you run in the middle a little bit, and it helps open up the pins a bit more for you when you go back to the outside hitter like Gracie.
Teaching moment there for Coach Rosen as he spends a moment with one of his players. And we haven't called the name of Robinson a lot, but off the tip, Robinson gets the point for Michigan, her second kill of the contest. Maybe that's to your point. Robinson was the focal point, or one of the focal points for Duke, and having to be a little more patient in the early going.
Yeah, and also to that first ball contact, especially with your middles, if you don't get a good solid pass up to the setter, it's really hard to run your middles. So I think as Michigan's passing kind of gets settled down, you're going to see them run the middle a lot more.
Georgia Stavridis off the tip. Michigan keeps it alive. Merzick swings and hits it long. Four attacking errors now for Michigan in this first set. Wolverines hitting just 133. Johnson skims the net. Dowd setting it up. And a powerful put away for Michigan. Petrovsky makes it a 13-11 Duke lead. Not a whole lot the Blue Devils could do there.
Yeah, pretty solid swing.
Robinson serves. Richardson attacks for Duke and finds a seam off the tip. Three kills now for Richardson. Blocked there by Michigan. Duke recovers. Back row attack from Johnson, and that's long.
It's like Duke's looking for a net call. They're signaling to Coach Nagel to put her replay card up.
And they are going to challenge, so this will be the first challenge used by the Blue Devils. So a free timeout for both teams. Duke wanted to take a look. Feels like a big point here would give Duke a 15-11 lead. Now the initial ruling was no net violation, as you mentioned, so the officials are going to take a look. What did you see, just watching it in real time?
I did see the net jump around a little bit, but I couldn't tell if it was the ball or someone, so I think the replay will be helpful to see that.
We'll take a look here. And tough to tell anything from there. Duke was wanting the tip, as most do, but I didn't see the net move a whole lot here. This might be
on the Michigan team's way down. You can see the net bouncing up and down a little bit, and since it was a back row attack by Duke, you tend to think it needs to be one of the blockers of Michigan. Yeah, hard to get a good read on it, but I know they have a lot of different angles there with the officiating staff.
Coach Nagel wasting no time, though, going to the challenge, the green challenge card. This is kind of an important challenge early in the first set. I know Coach Nagel probably not wanting to use the challenge this early in the match, but if you have it, go ahead and use it.
Yeah, and especially when now you can get a 3-point swing here, and her players seemed pretty confident that there was a net call, and so sometimes you got to trust your players. They have a better eye than you do on the sideline, so give yourself a little bit more cushion and padding there with that lead.
Here comes the call. Relatively quick review, which you like to see. And it is indeed a Duke point, so Duke wins the challenge. They retain their challenge for later in the match as well. Blue Devils have the 4-point edge early in the first set. It's a gritty contest here in Cameron. Stay with us on ACC Network. Nice crowd gathering in Cameron Indoor Stadium for this Friday night contest. Duke and Michigan meeting for the 7th time. The 2nd straight year these two clubs have met. Christina, what's jumped out to you so far in this opening set?
Yeah, just looking at the team comparison stats, you know, hitting percentages of both teams is relatively low, but Duke's side-out percentage is at 66%, which means they're really efficient when they're getting the ball served to them to convert those to points.
Serving a little long there was Nikki Underwood, and Michigan getting the point back, trailing by 3. And Haley Halgren will check in for the Wolverines. And serving will be Scotty Johnson, the junior from Dayton, Ohio. Had a career-high 50 assists in that 5-set win against the Blue Devils a season ago up in Ann Arbor. This is Rachel Richardson off the tip. Kept alive by Murray. Set for Merzick. And she'll put it away.
It's also interesting, Michigan made a setter change there with putting in Scotty Johnson over Maddie Dowd. Just maybe help Michigan Wolverines get to a little different of a rhythm.
Dowd 6 assists and a dig so far, but Michigan only hitting 111 as a group so far in the first set, so maybe looking for a spark. Instead, another serve that goes a little long, and a 3-point Duke advantage. Sydney Yap ready to serve again for Duke.
And you know, you also have with Scotty Johnson a little bit more height there on the block. Duke's outsides are really doing a good job hitting, so maybe slow down their blockers a little bit.
Back row attack from Murray. Richardson will try again. Michigan gets it over. And Riley Cato with the put away.
There's that really fast arm swing that we heard Coach Nagel talking about, and she's really good off of 1 foot behind the setter.
Once again, just finds a seam. Blue Devils pulling away a bit here in this opening set. Yap nearly another ace, and Sid Halgren with the swing. Richardson had it blocked. Duke recovers. Johnson off the tip.
She's so aggressive when she hits out of the back court, which is great. I mean, she can hit cross right, cross left. It's really fun to see her attack and not be afraid to really wail it out of that middle back position.
Michigan calling their first time out, sensing the Blue Devils getting some momentum here. We'll take another look at this last point for the Blue Devils and how dangerous Gracie Johnson is.
You can also see Michigan's middle takes a step to her right because she's following, thinking they're going to go out to Rachel, and then leaves that opening gap for Gracie to hammer it right down the middle of the court.
We alluded to it a little bit. These two teams met in Ann Arbor last year, and it was a thrilling match between Duke and Michigan. It went to 5 sets. The Blue Devils actually won the first 2 sets of the match against Michigan, but then Michigan rallied, won the last 3 sets, and won the match 3-2.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think we should probably be settling in tonight for maybe another long haul here, because both teams are really battling. I mean, both teams have described themselves as, you know, gritty and hang in there for really long plays, and so I don't think, you know, you're going to see either team quickly fold on either side of the net here tonight.
Talked about the big game for Merzick, 31 kills, hit over 500 against Duke last year. And look at Michigan over the last couple of sets of that match. In that meeting last September, they hit 394 versus a 145 hitting percentage for the first 2 sets. So far, it seems pretty similar to what happened last year.
Yeah, Michigan right now is at 143 hitting percentage, and so I think we might be in for another little repeat of last year's Big Ten ACC matchup.
Right now, the Blue Devils have the upper hand. They've rallied off the last 3 points, and Sydney Yap continues to serve. Sydney Yap, the junior from Plano, Texas. Coach Nagel talking about just her calm demeanor and presence. Another tough serve. It's the 4th service error committed by Duke, and out of the timeout, it's almost like icing a kicker in football, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, that you have your good errors and your bad errors, and at least when you serve long, you give the team another chance to try to touch it, where if it's served in the net, you're just giving them away points.
So a good error.
So that was a good error. Seemed like a pretty aggressive serve there.
Well, an aggressive swing by Rachel Richardson, her 4th kill of the contest. Take another look.
A really nice, sharp cross angle there. You can see the Michigan block kind of trying to cover that line cross position on the court, and Rachel did a really good job of hammering that sharp cross.
And some great leaping ability by Richardson, too, you saw in that second replay.
Yeah, absolutely. She can touch so high, and that helps with hitting those different angles around the block.
Hannah Grant ready to serve now. Coach Rosen just praised her in our conversation yesterday and her competitive spirit. One of those players that does what you need to win. And it's been some winning plays for Jess Robinson already in this match. Right there at the net. Robinson, as we mentioned at the top, only 7 errors this year, helping to pull Michigan to within 3. Back set, and off the tip. A point for Duke.
That was a really nice grab by the Duke setter. A tight ball like that, you could see the Michigan blocks jumps up with her, and then when she sets it to the setter, the Michigan block now has to land and go regather themselves to block, so it leaves a lot more space for the Duke hitter to swing.
It was Riley Cadle who had the swing for Duke. And that one's still alive, but not for long. Another point for Michigan. Maddie Dowd coming back in now for the Wolverines. Remember, Dowd was the starting setter for Michigan, came out for a couple of points, now back in to serve.
Yep.
Johnson hit it long. Tried to go cross there. Grazed the net and couldn't terminate. But Coach Rosen had nothing but praise for his senior setter, Maddie Dowd, the Clarkston, Michigan native. Talks about how competitive she was, most competitive kid he's ever coached, and he's coached some good ones.
Yeah, absolutely. He just raved about her intangibles on and off the court. Said the team would run through a wall for her. And also just as a setter, what she does really well is build confidence in her hitters. When a hitter makes a mistake, she goes back to them. She shows that she trusts them to make that next play, and that's huge in a setter.
21-18, 21-19 now as Michigan finds another soft spot in Duke's defense. But just to wrap up the thought for a moment with Dowd, how important is that for a hitter? When your setter, maybe after you make a mistake, your setter goes right back to you to build that confidence. What does that do for a hitter?
It really shows them that that relationship between a hitter and a setter is all about trust. And so as a hitter, you already feel so bad, think you let the team down when you make a mistake, but to have your setter go back to you, say, hey, I know you got the next one, take a big swing at it, that does so much for their confidence and that trust between you and the setter as a hitter.
He's done a great job for Michigan this year, averaging 10 assists per set. Duke has the service here with Gracie Johnson, 3 points away from closing out this opening set. Michigan trying to fire back, and a huge swing there from May Pertovsky. The native of Los Angeles, Pertovsky's having a nice contest so far.
Yeah, really nice big out-of-system swing. And everyone kind of knows where it's going to, and she still takes a really big crack at it.
Brooke Humphrey now for Michigan. Appeared in all 3 matches at the Lumberjack Classic for the Wolverines last year. Michigan sweeping that trio of matches last week over Toledo, Morehead State, and Loyola Chicago. And how about the Blue Devils in the middle? Lizzie Fleming getting involved in the action. One of the Duke co-captains.
Yeah, big swing by Lizzie. huge turnaround coming from that right back position. The Michigan middle kind of lost her there when she was coming from the right back, and the way she turned on that, get her hips around to the setter, gave her that cross-court option, really good swing.
At the net, kept alive. Chang for Richardson, blocked by the Wolverines. Richardson another chance, and finds the corner. It's in, and set point for Duke.
Again, smart play. She knew that she wasn't quite in a position to hammer it really hard, but put it in a spot on the court that even if they would have made a play on that, it would have put the Michigan side in a bit of a scramble. So really, really smart play there by Rachel.
And Mark Rosen will call his last time out. The Michigan head coach, with Duke facing set point, having a conversation with one of the officials. Been a lot of back and forth here in this first set. Now the Blue Devils on the doorstep of winning the first set.
Yeah, they've been really great at just being patient and not getting too high or too low in this game. You know, there's been a few points where the Michigan has kind of, you know, crept up into and broken into that lead a little bit, but Duke stayed steady, stayed patient. They've made smart shots when they had the shots to make them, and really has been in control this whole set.
If you're Michigan now, you're late in this opening set, what's the conversation inside of that huddle right now?
I think it's just trust ourselves, you know, and you know, Coach Rosen alluded to it in the beginning when we talked to him, is, you know, worry about our side of the net and let's, you know, key in on what's causing us disruption. So the outsides on Duke's side, let's slow them down a little bit and then take care of the ball on our side of the court.
One of the things he said is we need to get Duke in trouble off the first pass. Probably not something they've done a whole lot of in this first set so far.
Yeah, probably, you know, increase their serving aggressiveness a little bit, get Duke a little bit more scrambling on their side. I mean, Michigan has some big, great hitters, so if they can control the ball on their side and start to get their offense in a really strong rhythm, I think they're going to be in okay shape.
Both teams have rebounded nicely in terms of hitting percentage. Duke hitting over 350, Michigan nearly 300 for this opening set. But it is set point for the Blue Devils. And the freshman Nikki Underwood to serve for the set. And a service error gives Michigan a chance, down by 3, to go on a little bit of a run. We talked a few minutes ago about how when you serve it into the net, you're just giving away points.
Right, exactly. You don't even give the other team a chance to try to make a play on it. So those are the service errors that coaches would put into the bad error category.
Scotty Johnson now for the Wolverines. Rachel Richardson. Now Georgia Stavridis for Duke. Johnson on the back row, puts away the opening set. Duke hits over 350 in the opening stanza, and it's Duke who strikes first here in this opening game of this ACC Big Ten Challenge. Duke up 1-0. We'll have more for you from Cameron Indoor Stadium in a moment. First set from Michigan, 25-21. A big reason why the Blue Devils were so successful in that opening set was Rachel Richardson, the sophomore outside hitter. 5 kills, a couple of digs, and a pair of blocks as well for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, she's really been a force for the Blue Devils on the outside, making really strong swings and also smart shots. You can see here she rips it cross court to the block, but then she also makes really smart shots up above the blocker line, deep cross. So she's really keeping the Michigan defense on their toes.
It's not just been Richardson, though. She's had some help from Gracie Johnson, who we highlighted at the top. Johnson leading all players with 7 kills thus far and hit over 460 in that first set.
Yeah, and she's been attacking from middle back, from the outside. So again, she's just all over the place, and Duke really relying on their outside attack right now is the key to their success in that first set.
Well, it's interesting as we start to look now toward maybe adjustments that these teams are going to make going into this second set. For Michigan, how do you adjust to what Duke did in that opening set?
Yeah, you could already, you already saw them make a slight adjustment there, going from a 5-1 to a 6-2, putting a bigger blocker in for Maddie down that front row to try to slow down the Duke's outside offense. So think you can expect to see them keen in on Rachel and Gracie more in the second set. and trying to get their offense back into a rhythm to generate some more points.
Well, it's the adjustment to the adjustment, right? So on the Duke side, thinking that Michigan's going to key more on Richardson and Johnson, who does Duke look to now maybe to step up and provide some of those sparks offensively that those two provided in the first set?
Yeah, exactly. I think Duke has to expect that Michigan's going to start to slow down Gracie and Rachel. So you go to Lizzie, you go to Riley, and then those middles, try to get them moving and more effective on the slides and the middle swings.
Duke has the first serve of set number 2. It's Devin Chang, the UCLA transfer. And in the middle, right off the bat, it's Jess Robinson with the termination. Robinson with her team-high 5th kill of the contest. It just feels like a matter of time, doesn't it, before Jess Robinson starts to get things going for Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can just sense that she's ready to go, and she just wants the ball every time. They just got to make sure that first pass, that first contact is there for her to run it.
Chang setting, Johnson attacking, off the double block. Another opportunity for Duke. Stavronidis goes cross court.
Yeah, Duke really is spreading it across the pin. I mean, going outside, then back to the right side, really making Michigan's blockers work laterally, which opens up those gaps in the block for Duke.
Another ace for Gracie Johnson. Her first of the match. That's the 24th for Johnson on the season. She came in second in Division I in aces.
And that's been the key to Duke's success, really, is that starting with that strong serve.
Nearly had another. A headsy play, though, by Dowd. Now Johnson off the dig. And Richardson maybe trying to do a little bit too much there. Short-armed it into the net.
Yeah, and there was really no question in that play of who was getting the ball, so Michigan's block was able to key in on Rachel and didn't really give her much room to go around.
Scotty Johnson in to serve now. To the back row and another point for the Blue Devils. It was Lizzie Fleming again to beat the Michigan defender. And how about that swing from Jackie Boney, the sophomore middle blocker, who's been very dynamic at the net for Michigan this season.
Yeah, it was a really nice line swing by her around the outside of Rachel's block.
And an ace for Michigan. Jess Merzick sort of doing it all against the Blue Devils over the last 2 years. She had 31 kills against Duke last year. Merzick now with her first ace of the night. She's already got a couple of kills as well. And one of the things that Coach Rosen told us yesterday was using this schedule to try to get his team incrementally better every week. And this is now the next step in getting better. Michigan will have one more weekend next weekend before they get ready for Big Ten play. They'll be at home against Mississippi State and Bowling Green. So didn't want to throw his team to the fire, as he said, in the first week, but trying to use this as maybe some teaching moments for his team to play 2 really good programs and also try to help his team fight through some adversity before you get to conference play.
Yeah, and he did say he's got such a deep bench with a lot of different options and weapons that he can really rely on, and so he doesn't want to make any decisions too fast. He wants to see how they play together, what the best lineup is, and use these early tournaments and games to let that dust settle and figure out what their lineup is going to be for the rest of the season.
Yeah, both coaches talked about the ability to control the schedule and also to have a thought of the RPI in mind as well, because these are matches that at the end of the year are going to help you get to where you ultimately want to be at the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both teams are vying for that national championship, and so having these really strong RPI games early in the season are only going to help those chances to get to the tournament.
Sydney Yap to serve for Duke. Halgren a nice swing. And right in front of Johnson, it's Murray again with another kill.
Really good patience there at the net by Michigan. You know, didn't quite get down that first one, but didn't get over anxious. And a lot of times when you have those tight balls to the net, you can easily swat at it and get a net call, but she was very patient on that.
We talked a little bit earlier about Kendall Murray and how she's that natural right side player, but now playing the left side. What's the biggest adjustment for a player that's maybe going from primarily one side and now playing an entirely different side?
Yeah, so a couple things. It's how you receive the ball, right? When you're on the outside, approaching the ball is coming at you from an open position where you can take it at a lot of different angles. When you're hitting on the right side, you have to really work your feet to get around, so you have options to swing. It's a little bit different.
Blue Devils call timeout, trying to slow down some of this Michigan momentum. We're back with more in a moment to Cameron. Michigan scored the last 3 points. Big reason why is Kendall Murray. She's having a great match. Already 4 kills so far for the junior from Ann Arbor.
Yeah, she's hitting over 400 with 0 errors. Really efficient hitter. Doing a really good job for the Michigan Wolverines tonight.
One of the reasons that Michigan's been able to stretch out this second set lead, and Murray's just so active at the net right now.
Yeah, and I think just having that experience on both left and the right gives her that confidence wherever she's on the net to play well.
Really no doubt that Murray was going to become a Wolverine once she started in athletics. Her dad, Vida, was a defensive back for Michigan, played in 3 Rose Bowls, unfortunately passed away in 2011 after a battle with lung cancer, but a second-generation Wolverine and doing big things for Coach Rosen and the Wolverines this year. Another big swing, and a tip that time gives Robinson another put away. No, they'll say no tip. I beg your pardon. So the point to the Blue Devils. One more look. Headsy play by Underwood just to get the arm out of the way.
A little matrix move.
That's
there.
right. Underwood setting up Johnson. And that just grazes the net and finds a seam. A point for Duke. Murray off the tip. Now Johnson. And hit that one too long. Maybe a little indecision there from Gracie Johnson.
Yeah, it looked like she's kind of mistimed it. She ran a little bit, approached too far under the ball, and just a little mistiming there.
So Michigan stretches out the lead to 3. Wolverines to serve with Maddie Dowd. Johnson finesses and terminates. Michigan a little bit out of system there on that put away from Johnson.
Yeah, that was a smart play. You know, whenever you can make the setter play the first ball, especially if it's a short ball where she has to go and dive for it, it just takes her out of the play completely, even if she does get a pass on it. So that's a smart play by Gracie.
Robinson had it blocked. It's Lizzie Fleming again for Duke.
Really good job by Lizzie sitting up on that block. I also think if you look at where her contact point is, you know, if they could get her a little bit higher for Robinson to reach on that ball, she'd be a little more successful in that swing.
Fleming needs just 24 more blocks to crack the top 15 in Duke history. Couldn't block it in there. Michigan gets the point, and a chance for Murray to serve. Murray had a nice weekend last weekend. Had a career-high 21 kills against Utah Tech. Entered action today with 63 kills. Nice job by Duke just to keep the rally alive. Big swing and a big put away for Pertovsky. A member of the 2019 Big Ten All-Freshman team. Pertovsky's having a heck of a match.
Yeah, that was a really nice swing. And also, you can see their great job because they've used Robinson in the middle so much. It kept Lizzie honest in that middle spot, opening that big gap for Petrosky to crush it.
Her third kill of the contest. And Michigan a little strong on the block there, Petrosky and Robinson. Georgia Stavronidis reporting in for Duke. What's your summation of this second set so far, as we talked earlier about the adjustments both teams are going to have to make?
Yeah, I think Michigan's done a good job of slowing down Duke's outside offense a little bit, so Duke's had to rely on a few different hitters. And then they've also kind of settled themselves down and have been mixing it up. You can see in their stats, you know, they're pretty well evenly spread from outsides and middles attempting to swing. So we're really trying to just keep a nice even spread with their offense.
Off the tip there, Michigan gets a point. Wolverines by 3. And now Brooke Humphrey ready to serve. This is a veteran Michigan group. You know, Coach Rosen talked to us about just how much older this team is. He said, you know, we struggled a little bit during those COVID years because we were so young. He looked at his roster and he saw, you know, freshman, sophomore, freshman. And now you look at the roster for Michigan, and it's compiled mostly of juniors and seniors, and makes a big difference for the Wolverines. Blue Devils making a big difference at the net, too, down by just 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely. That experience, and also having to go through really tough times during COVID years and trying to just, you know, the challenge that was, trying to navigate that has set them up to be able to, like he said, win the pretty plays, but also win the tough, gritty plays as well.
And off the tip, Michigan with another put away. Scotty Johnson and Haley Halgren back in.
And again, you talked about, you know, what's been the difference this set. Michigan, for their players, are hitting over 400, which is, one, a very well-balanced offense, and just goes to show how they're using all their different weapons that they have.
Been serving tough tonight, too. Another ace for Scotty Johnson. It's the 4th ace of the match for Michigan. Chang setting for Duke. Stavronidis terminates. Big swing there by Stavronidis, the Cyprus native.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's really effective on that right side because she's played middle and now right side, so she can run really quick balls behind, which just, again, keeps the Michigan blockers guessing, and they have to react really quickly for those fast balls, both either behind the setter or in front from the middle.
Jess Merzick, the 2019 Gatorade Player of the Year. Also the Michigan Player of the Year. Leading the team with 79 kills entering action tonight. Nice dig by Underwood. Flipped over. Stavronidis. Another point. A couple of kills in this set for Georgia Stavronidis.
Yeah, she's really coming alive this set. Duke's really trying to get her more involved in the plays, and you know, most of last season she was in the middle, and so it's fun to see her still run those plays, but now on the right side.
Another look.
And down the line, wide open, really smart plays in the high hands to get it go down the line.
Murray, a little off balance there, got it over. Now Richardson. Another tip. And Rachel Richardson with 7 kills. The elevation for Richardson is just unbelievable.
She really elevates.
Michigan by 2. Headsy play by Merzick. They battle at the net. Richardson has to send it over. And another point for the Blue Devils on the net infraction. Michigan just a little out of sorts there.
Yeah, Duke's really doing a good job of keeping the tempo fast and keeping Michigan scrambling on their side of the court.
Sydney Yap, the left-handed serve. Richardson kept it alive after the block. And now Richardson off the tip. Michigan recovers. Riley Cato. A little long, tried to go down the line there. A little too much force. And that breaks the Duke scoring run. Michigan still with the 2-point edge.
Yeah, you know what's really impressive here is clearly Michigan is trying to key in on Duke's outsides, but they each only have 2 errors still of the night.
Blue Devils fighting through the block, a miss hit. And just some miscommunication there for the Blue Devils, resulting in another point for Michigan.
Yeah, technically 4 contacts on that side. A little pinball action there between the defenders. Good hustle play, though.
Finding the silver lining, I like it. Richardson on the attack. And there's an attacking error from Richardson, just a little too much on that swing.
Yeah, I must have jinxed her.
Yeah. And the Blue Devils calling their second timeout of this set, trying to slow things down. Michigan leading by 4. And we talked about the adjustments, and so far Michigan has really found another gear with so many different options that they have from an attacking perspective.
Yeah, they're just really spreading out their offense really well. I mean, they're getting Jess Robinson and then Kendall Murray involved around the court. Also, Petrosky's team coming alive here in the second set some more. And so I think they're just doing a good job of staying steady and keeping a balanced offense, which is, you know, keeps Duke on their heels a little bit. They have to really, they can't get into a rhythm because they don't know where it's going to go.
You mentioned Duke being on their heels and trying to find a rhythm. Down here, 19-15, late in the second set. If you're in that Duke huddle and you're Coach Nagel, you call that timeout, what do you want to tell your team?
It's a great question. I think you just say stay patient. You know, don't let the lows get too low or the highs get too high. Remember how, you know, remember what our strengths are. Let's get back to a really fast-paced offense, because that tempo, that fast tempo, is when Michigan starts to scramble a little bit more.
You saw a second ago just one ace for Duke so far in this set. Duke maybe not having as much success with their serve as they had earlier in the match. How does Duke get back to that as the second set and the rest of the match goes along?
Yeah, I mean, I think Michigan is kind of settled into Duke's serving a little bit too, so you have to give them credit for responding to Duke's tough serving. I think Duke's still serving pretty tough, but Michigan's just responding a little bit better now in this second set.
Timeout is over. Michigan continues with the service. Johnson to serve, receive. And a put away for Duke. Riley Cato with a big swing. Cato finding a nice seam, went down the line. Another kill for the Duke sophomore. Now Michigan out of system. Cato had it blocked out.
Yeah, Duke's really starting to go back to Riley now, trying to get that middle involved in the play, spread out Michigan's middle blocker from pin to pin.
Nice over by Duke. Battle at the net. Robinson had it blocked.
Great patience too by Riley. You know, a lot of times the middle jumps when the setter jumps, but she stayed patient, stayed with her middle, which is Robinson, which allowed her to get that successful block.
Michigan calling timeout after this block.
Yeah, right there you can see Gracie jump at the setter, which was okay, but then Riley stayed patient and stayed on her hitter.
So Duke has pulled to within 1 of Michigan here in the second set. What have you seen from the Blue Devils since they called that timeout about 4 points ago?
Yeah, just a refocus and just a reassertion of their confidence back on the court, I think.
Well, quick turnaround for both these clubs. They'll be right back in action coming up tomorrow night. The Blue Devils will be here at home hosting Michigan State. You can watch that here on ACC Network Extra. Same story for these Wolverines. We'll be going a half hour earlier tomorrow. They'll be in Chapel Hill at Carmichael Arena taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels. And both of these coaches talked about how important this weekend has become. This is year 2 of a 4-year agreement. So Duke and North Carolina will go to Michigan and Michigan State next year. Then they'll come back for the final year in a couple years. Just really allows both these teams to see some quality non-conference competition before you get into the gauntlet of league play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have 4 standout programs, Michigan State, Carolina, Duke, and Michigan. It's really fun volleyball to watch, quality programs to play each other. It's just overall good just from an RPI standpoint as well as developing your players and having those tough competitions early on. North
Carolina leading Michigan State 2-0, and it's currently 15-15 in the 3rd set in Chapel Hill. So we'll see the Spartans here tomorrow night. Hope that you'll make plans to join us. Kendall Murray's having a great contest. Half a dozen kills for the junior out of Ann Arbor. Murray hitting over 460 for the match. And Michigan now 5 points away from closing out this 2nd set. Dowd the serve. And the block is in. It's guess who? Kendall Murray again for the Wolverines. Second block for Murray. She also has 4 digs in addition to those 6 kills. And how about an ace for Michigan?
Yeah, good, strong serving by Michigan. And you can see that they're keying in on Gracie Johnson on their serve. You do that because you want your outside hitter to, as the serving team, you want the other team's outside to take that first ball. It gets them out of their hitting rhythm.
Gracie Johnson swings. And I believe she will. She'll put it away. Another kill for Gracie Johnson.
Good response that time by Gracie. You know, you missed the first pass, but she didn't let it rattle her. She got back in there, stuck the second pass, and got the point back.
Another put away. And Michigan now 2 points away. It'll be Kendall Murray, the 2nd set spark plug for the Wolverines. And instead serves it long, so still some life for Duke in this 2nd set. Combined 9 service errors tonight, 6 of them by Duke.
I think when you start to serve aggressively, you have to expect sometimes you're going to make some more errors, but you hope those errors are the good ones.
That one served in. Off the block. Merzic keeps it alive. Now Johnson. Off the tip. Duke down 2.
Gracie's really good at getting that sharp cross to the inside of the right front, or left front, excuse me, on the Michigan side.
A dozen kills now for Gracie Johnson. Michigan, after the service error, has set point. And it'll be Jess Robinson ready to serve. 6 kills and a couple of blocks for Robinson. But doesn't make many errors. Great serve there. Johnson down the line to keep the Blue Devils alive for another point. A baker's dozen for Johnson in kills.
Yeah, you can see again Michigan really keen their serve on Gracie, hoping that that first ball contact would take her out of the rhythm to swing, but she did not let it phase her that time.
Now Johnson, Duke's most dynamic server. Tough ball to net, and it's misplayed by the Blue Devils. I think Duke wants a net infraction. And Jolene Nagel, remember, Coach Nagel challenged in the first set, won the challenge. So by virtue of that, she retains the challenge moving forward. And she may want to challenge here on what would be set point.
Yeah.
And she will.
Duke is thinking that that should be a back row attack by Michigan. So Michigan's setter, who is a back row player right now, cannot be above the height of the net and send the ball over. And so in her hand possibly touched it and the ball went over, Duke is saying, well, that was a backcourt attack by Michigan. Will be interesting to see what the replay shows, because from our vantage point, it was a little hard to tell with that quick of a play.
And some confusion for Duke at the net, too, I think is why you saw the Blue Devils with that confusion. We'll take a look at it here.
Yeah, so the setter's backcourt, so she can't attack it. Duke is thinking it hit her hand and went over. Michigan's saying she did not contact it. Looks like it's a backcourt attack by Michigan.
Yep, and it is a point for Duke. So the Blue Devils 2-0 in challenges. So Duke retains the challenge again. Two really good uses of the challenge card by Coach Nagel. And now an important serve for Gracie Johnson to try to draw it even. Remember, first to 25, win by 2. Finesse to the middle. Underwood keeps it alive. And another point for the Blue Devils. And Michigan calls their final timeout. We talked about Gracie Johnson being Duke's most dynamic server, and it's been with Johnson, both serving and attacking, that's gotten Duke back into the second set.
Yeah, and she's so steady. You know, she's consistent. She doesn't make a lot of errors from the service line or the outside attack. Just a really steady go-to player for Duke, where, you know, when they're in trouble, they know they can go to her, and if she's not going to get the kill, she at least puts it in a spot on the other side of the court that makes the Michigan team scramble a little bit. And in that case, you hope you get a good ball back, an easy ball back, that you can then take and get in a good tempo to run it back quickly. So, yeah, she's definitely, you can see there on the outside, making smart plays when the set's not necessarily there. She puts it in a place that makes the other team scramble a little bit.
Duke on a 3-0 run. Johnson, you see the 14 kills. She's been in double figures in kills in every match for Duke so far this season. Had a season-high 22 against Ryder a couple of weeks ago. Her career best 23, so still a ways to go for Johnson. But Coach Nagel just talked to us yesterday about how she's in a good rhythm, playing so well. And it's just that versatile player that you need if you want to have success.
Yeah, and I mean, she's a leader on the team. She's a senior. Has that confidence of a senior leader where she's not getting rattled like she may have her freshman or sophomore year. So, you know, again, when there's really not, you're wondering where do I go that I know I can put a good ball up and she'll do something good with it, that's Gracie Johnson. One
of the two co-captains for the Blue Devils, along with Lizzie Fleming. And Johnson with a rare service error.
I know, well, I've seen it. I just keep jinxing these players.
Well, there's the announcer jinx for you right there. So Michigan now serving for the set. Scotty Johnson will have the honors.
But what I like is you look at her and you can't tell that she made a mistake. So that's a good way to respond. On to the next play.
Spoken like a true coach.
Yeah.
Underwood on the serve receive. Flipped over. Great play by Michigan. Now the powerful swing is long. But they'll get a tip off the Blue Devils. Duke saying no tip. So at the moment, Michigan has claimed the set, they believe, for the second time. And the Blue Devils are not going to challenge, so Michigan will indeed, after that powerful swing, claim the second set. It was a back and forth second stanza. Michigan having to go a little longer to take the second set, but the Wolverines even it up at a set apiece. We'll have more from Cameron Indoor Stadium after this on ACC Network. Good one here in Cameron Indoor Stadium tonight, even at a set apiece after Michigan wins set number 2, 26-24. Great action here in Cameron tonight. Some great action coming up across the country on the ESPN family of networks. How about those 3 ACC schools at the top? A couple rivalry matchups. Florida State and Florida coming up on ESPNU in a couple of days. Same for Louisville visiting Kentucky. And a great test for Miami taking on 18th ranked Oregon. Miami, the preseason number 4 pick in the ACC.
Yeah, some strong matchups there. Fun volleyball to watch. Whenever you have rivalries up against each other, you know, it's always going to be good volleyball to watch. So definitely check out those matches.
You talk about good volleyball to watch. We're watching a lot of good volleyball here in Cameron tonight. And for Michigan, the story of that second set was Kendall Murray and how dynamic she's been for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Kendall's been hitting over 400, no errors on the night tonight. So just a really steady player. And Coach Wilson talked about how she's a good player all around, 6 rotations. So passing really well, digging really well, and then being that offensive threat.
Yeah, really getting it done at the net, on the attack, just so many different ways that she's been able to beat the Blue Devils tonight.
Absolutely, and here you can see her out of the back row too, so not just on the net, but back row as well.
Well, Gracie Johnson's been doing a little bit of everything for Duke as well. 14 kills, an ace, and 4 digs for Gracie Johnson, one of the Duke co-captains.
Yeah, really strong here. It's fun to see her move the ball around the court, you know, hitting the line, hitting that sharp cross, which is not an easy swing to make, but also making really smart shots. You know, if it's not there, she's put it in a place that makes the other team scramble. So some great offense to watch here by both sides.
There's Johnson showing a little bit of the finesse game too, finding a soft spot in the defense. Look at some of the numbers through the first couple of sets of this match. You can see why things are pretty even, but you notice the service errors there at the bottom. We talked about it in the second set. When you serve aggressively, you're going to have some of these errors.
Yeah, I think sometimes it goes hand in hand. When you serve aggressively, you got to be okay for a little bit more, you know, room for error there, and they have to serve tough to keep tough offensive teams like Michigan from getting that first ball contact. So they got to keep up that tough serving in order to pull out this match.
Both teams hitting it pretty well. You see the aces 5-3, so pretty even match through 2 sets, and we'll see what transpires in this very important third set. This really does feel like the swing set for both of these clubs, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've both been pretty steady and some swings here and there, but you know, this third set, this is that kind of over the hump set where it can really set the tone for the next 2. So really key set here for both teams. See who comes out on top.
Maddie Dowd will start things for Michigan in this third set. Dowd had actually committed to Georgetown coming out of high school, but coaching change there. Some scholarship options were reopened at Georgetown. Dowd had actually got into Michigan as a student and just wanted a spot on the team, and has won herself the starting setter job as a senior. Has been a big part of what Michigan has accomplished the last several years.
Yeah, and Coach said just one of the fiercest competitors in the gym, but wouldn't always necessarily know it because she's so stoic and steady. But every teammate, if you ask them, they'll say first thing right at the top of their head, you know, biggest competitor out there.
Yeah, and some of the people that played club volleyball with Maddie Dowd said she's the most competitive player they've ever played with.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
And a lot of them did play club together, which helps with that chemistry and that synergy here on the court. You know, the connection between the setter and the hitters and the passers. It's really important. So having that experience together for so long just helps with that synergy on the court.
Kendall Murray the serve, Rachel Richardson the attack, and off the tip. Another put away for Richardson, who's up to 8 kills. She's a couple kills and 4 digs away from her first double-double. Nikki Underwood on the serve, and there's another one of those service errors we talked about a couple minutes ago. As we start this third set, obviously both teams know the importance of this set. What was the message, you think, for the 2 coaches going into this third set, even in a match or a set apiece?
You know, I think it's be patient, be steady. This is not going to be a quick win. It's going to be here for the long haul. You know, don't let yourself get too rattled if you don't get the first kill. Both teams are really gritty, really strong defensive teams. So I think it's just stay mentally tough, mentally patient.
on the attack. That's long from Merzick. And Duke the 2-point edge. Sydney Yap has found a nice rhythm at the service line for Duke this year. Entered with 5 aces on the season. And right in front of Underwood, another put away for the Wolverines. It was Pertovsky was kind of developed into that third option for Michigan. She's having a really nice contest.
Yeah, she's got a really fast, heavy arm on that right side. Really good line swing there, too.
4 kills for the Los Angeles native. Serve now for Scotty Johnson. Chang setting Richardson. Another opportunity for Richardson. Another great dig by Hannah Grant. And a block by Duke. Cato and Richardson at the net for Duke.
Duke's blocking has been really patient. And they set up nice, solid blocks, sealing that lower part of the net, turning their hands back into the court.
It's the 5th block for Duke as a club tonight. Make it half a dozen.
Yeah, again, great job by Gracie lining herself up there, taking away the line, forcing her cross court. Big wide block with her hands.
Underwood keeps it alive. Johnson down the line. Another kill for Gracie Johnson.
That time she went right over the right front there.
So Johnson delivers again for the Blue Devils. Michigan calls timeout. Back with more in a moment. Duke scored the last 3 points of this third set. They've taken a 7-3 edge. And it's Rachel Richardson who continues with the service. And Richardson delivers an ace. The 4th ace for the Blue Devils tonight.
And again, smart serving strategy. They're aiming that serve right at the outside hitter, trying to take Merzick out of the play or out of rhythm. You can see there, dropped right in front of her. And when you aim the serve at the outside attacker, a lot of times they want to just go and get ready to hit. So the ball drops between them and the middle back, or they have to come in and then make their approach back outside. So it just really kind of gets them out of rhythm when you can attack on your serve the outside hitter.
Set up for Johnson. And another one. 16 for Gracie Johnson.
Wow. Pretty darn good for the night. I mean, she's just doing a great job hitting line, hitting well over that block. Michigan even shifting their middle back over line just a smidge, trying to defend that and still not able to pick it up.
Johnson on the dig. She'll get a chance to swing. Tried to finesse that one and hit it into the net. One of the few errors from number 7 in black tonight.
Yeah. 3 errors, 3 sets is not too shabby, I would say.
But that breaks the Duke scoring run, which had been at 5 straight points now. The Wolverines a chance to claw back in it. Jess Merzick to serve. Nice punch over there. Johnson on the attack and drops home another. 16 kills for Gracie Johnson.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure.
Just keep feeding the beast and letting them do their thing.
Riley Cato with a service error. Now Hannah Grant. Grant, the Michigan State transfer. Talked about knowing teammates so well. Grant and Jess Robinson have been playing together since they were 13 years old. Talk about chemistry on your side of the net. Boy, that really helps. Another violation on Michigan. And another Duke point. And right now it just seems like Michigan's a little out of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, Duke is just continuing to be the aggressor and just keep firing on all cylinders, and Michigan still feels like they're trying to figure out, you know, their rhythm here a little bit and stay loose.
And that'll help. Kendall Murray off the double block. Gets Michigan back on the board. 7 kills for Murray, the most on the team tonight.
Yeah, and she's still at 0 errors of the night, which is really impressive. She's definitely their go-to right now, their steady hitter that they can rely on to do something good with.
In the middle, it's Lizzie Fleming, one of the Duke captains.
You know, we haven't seen her a lot tonight, but when we do see her swing, she does a really good job.
Fleming has played in every match since she came to Duke. Over 80 career matches for Fleming. Blue Devils by 6. And across court, a good swing there by Pertovsky. Her 6th kill of the night. Murray serves. Chang sets Richardson. Double block by the Wolverines. And that could be the spark Michigan needs to get things going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to slow down Duke's biggest threat right now just gives you a lot of confidence. Like, all right, now we're going to try to figure out how we can get this block set up right on Rachel Richardson.
Fleming flips it over. Pertovsky with the attack a moment ago. Now Johnson off the back row. That skims the net. Dowd sets it up. And terminating for Michigan is Robinson.
That was a really pretty connection on the Michigan side of the net between Dowd and Robinson. I mean, from almost a knee, whew, that was a nice connection.
I talked about that block getting Michigan going. Wolverines have scored a couple points. Blocked at the net. Duke recovers. Richardson has to adjust and hits it into the net. 3 straight points for Michigan. And I really felt like the Wolverines maybe didn't have a whole lot going. We talked about how they were just out of sorts a bit, and that block they had there just seems to energize the whole team.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that little spark that kind of wakes you up and gets you fired up to say, hey, listen, guys, we're still in this. Let's go. And, you know, that seemed to do it for him.
Error a moment ago. Now Lizzie Fleming ready to serve. Serves it into Grant. Dumped over and a headsy play by Dowd.
Really sneaky. That's her first attack of the night, and definitely the Duke defense was not expecting it, especially when she hit it so well in that setter position, held it really long, and then just quick little set right over.
Robinson serves Johnson. Richardson off the tip. Kept alive. Nice job by Michigan to recover. Stavronidis finessed play. Chang for Richardson again, off the block, and the Wolverines win the point. And it all starts with this Michigan save.
Yeah, great hustle play.
And the termination there by Michigan. So Wolverines getting it done on both ends. Another block attempt. And another point for Riley Cadle.
Going back to that Michigan block, they did a really good job scrambling to save the ball and then setting themselves back up, kind of resetting themselves to get that block. But then on that play there for Duke, Duke does a really good job with their middles of being up and ready to accept the ball from their setter.
And Johnson tipped that one as it went by. Is that just a sign of a veteran team? Just being ready to accept the ball like that?
I think it's a sign of just a good, well-trained middle. You know, middle's a really tough position because you don't get set the ball a ton, but when you do, you better be ready. And so you got to be up and ready every time, because it also helps your other hitters. When you're up and ready, it keeps the other side's block honest on you. Because if you're not up and ready, then the other block knows, hey, you're not getting the ball, so I'm just going to go after the pin hitter and get set up on the pin. So
nice attack there a moment ago by Devin Chang. Just lulling the defense to sleep.
Yeah, you can usually expect a little setter competition. When one setter dumps it, at some point soon, the other setter's going to say, I want to kill too.
Back row attack by Murray. Duke keeps the play alive. Short arm might have been partially blocked by Cato, but we'll get a point for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, referee saying Duke never touched it, so.
Johnson setting up Merzick. Now Johnson, another one. 18 kills for Gracie Johnson, and the Wolverines call timeout. Man, hard to find even more superlatives for Gracie Johnson and the way that she's performing for Duke this evening.
I mean, yeah, she's doing an incredible job. I feel like rightly so, she's the one we've been talking about a ton because she's just dominating out there. Again, on the outside, middle back when she gets the ball. She's just a really smart go-to player for the Blue Devils.
And obviously she's become the focal point of Michigan when we see how much the Wolverines are trying to block, and she's just hitting through and around that double block attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what Duke's doing a good job of too is setting her off the net a little bit so she's not getting trapped at the net by that big block, so it gives her room to see the block and hit over, around, or through when the Michigan block isn't getting set up. And so good spacing by the Duke setter, Devin Chang, and then also really smart plays by Gracie Johnson on the outside.
What about Michigan now? You're down in this pivotal third set. How do you rally back down 17-13?
I think you got to just take it 1 point at a time. You can't think, oh my gosh, we have to make up this deficit all at once. You know, control the controllables. What unforced errors can you start to reduce on your side? How can you slow down the outside attack on Duke? And then just take this 1 point at a time until you get it back into a tied situation, then full speed ahead.
We talked earlier in the match about Jess Merzick from Michigan. She had 31 kills in that 5-set win for Michigan last year against the Blue Devils. Only 4 kills tonight. She's got 3 errors, and she's hitting .067. I mean, there's a pretty stark comparison. That's a lot of offense Michigan's been missing from that win last year.
Yeah, I mean, it really helped them, I'm sure, if she could kind of get into a rhythm. Duke's been doing a good job of taking her out of rhythm on their serve, you know, and that's a big impact. And there you see it again, Duke targeting her on that serve receive.
And not much you can do there, as Michigan going a little deeper into their depth. Serena Nyembio, the freshman from Troy, Michigan, who's hitting .452 in her rookie campaign, comes in off the Michigan bench and provides a spark. Nyembio made her college debut against Old Dominion on opening weekend and had 3 kills. Johnson, another kill. That time it seemed like
she's just going right around the block. It's really impressive. And again, it's that spacing that she has to be able to craft and cut around it, which has been really effective for the Duke Blue Devils.
And that swing is out. Another attack error on Michigan. Duke perhaps closing in on a 4th set victory, and Coach Rosen trying to find a spark as he continues to go down the bench. Amber Beals will enter for the first time tonight, the senior from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, Michigan putting in another DS, really trying to solidify that first ball contact so they can get their offense going.
Cadle serves. Murray attacks. It's Johnson again. Back row attack, finessed, out.
That was definitely the right idea. I know Jess really wants that ball back because it was wide open, and gosh, I know that's probably eating at her, but smart idea there, just a little too far wide.
Another service error by Duke. It's Hannah Grant now, who's in to serve. Led the team with 460 digs a year ago. Now Johnson on the attack. Grant with the dig. Back row attack. Johnson again, and 20 for Gracie Johnson.
And she was definitely feeling that one. She just cranked on that one. Michigan's block is definitely nowhere near that one. She just lit up the court on that side.
Johnson 2 away from tying her career high. And that's blocked out. Another great attack by the rookie, Sarita Nyambio. Not bad when you can have a player of Nyambio's, that was Robinson, I beg your pardon, with the attack. Robinson and Nyambio both pretty good out there for Michigan right now. But Robinson having a great match too.
Yeah, Michigan's really trying to lean back in on their middles. You know, outsides are not as effective right now as I want them to be, so trying to mix it up there at that middle attack.
An error from Johnson, just her 4th of the contest. Averaging an error a set. It's not bad.
Not too shabby. I don't want to jinx anything.
Dowd, a nice serve. Johnson, another opportunity, had that one blocked on her. Michigan relying on the block again. Robinson right there in the fray once more. Stavronidis had it blocked. Murray and Robinson again. And the Blue Devils want to call a time after Michigan has clawed back in it. The Wolverines down by just 2.
Yeah, Michigan doing a really good job of keying in. Set was a little off, and Michigan did a really good job being steady and disciplined on their block.
So the Wolverines now back to within 2, and will serve for a chance to really get back into this 3rd set. What do you take away from the way Michigan's played over the last couple points?
Yeah, they're just being very steady and patient. They're not trying to do too much, but you can tell they're trying to mix up a little bit on the offense, get their middles more involved. You know, outside, you know, Kendall's being a really effective outside hitter, but you know, Jess struggling a little bit tonight, so seeing how they can get their middles involved more to get some more offense, to get some more points on the board and close that deficit a little bit.
For a team in Michigan that's still trying to learn about themselves, and that's what Coach Rosen said, we're trying to learn about ourselves. They don't want to make decisions too quickly, but it seems like they've got a lot of different options. Merzik certainly not having the game that she would like to have, but you look at Murray, you look at Pertovsky, you look at Robinson, and the list just goes on and on. Michigan does have some weapons out there.
Yeah, and that's part of the fun with all those different lineups. And also, you know, there's going to be some nights when a player is not having the night that they want to, and so being able to lean on your teammates to have a different lineup and pull some different people in to maybe take some pressure off of one player and focus on another area of the court to get some more offensive action or better defense is a great advantage that the Michigan team has this season. So it's been fun kind of seeing them play with their lineup and seeing who helps in which area.
Obviously, Duke's going to look to Gracie Johnson here to try to pad the lead. But outside of Johnson, who can make a big difference for Duke down the stretch of this set?
I mean, I think Gracie, just as long as she keeps firing on all cylinders, it's going to be hard for her to stop. But you know, Lizzie Fleming is always a really steady middle for them, and getting Riley back involved as well.
Maybe a tough set there for Fleming. Duke recovers. Johnson attacks. Dug out nicely by Grant. Now Chang for Stavronidis. Good back row play by Michigan. Murray had it blocked. Wolverines keep it alive. They got to get it over here. They do. Great rally. Now Fleming terminates.
Great scrappy play by the Michigan side, but really great job too by the Duke offense being up and ready. Again, getting Lizzie involved more in that middle, giving Gracie a little bit of a break, and especially if the defense is keen in on Gracie, giving Lizzie some more open space to play with.
Johnson serves and delivers another ace. Second of the match for Gracie Johnson. Murray. Richardson keeps it alive. Dowd sets. Flung over by Merzick. Chang at the net. Fleming. And it's set point for Duke. And Gracie Johnson will have the honors. Back-to-back points by Fleming and the Blue Devils. Murray, now Richardson off the tip, and it's Murray who puts it away for the Wolverines. Another really entertaining set here in Cameron, and now can Kendall Murray find a rhythm for Michigan?
Yeah, and hopefully take that into the next set with them.
Richardson, finesse to the back row. There's Murray. Merzick, big swing. Her fifth kill.
Great heavy arm swing by Jess right there. Really nice swing. Nice high cross court. A little too hard to handle there.
Still set point for Duke. Serve to Richardson. Johnson had it blocked.
Michigan is not giving up very easily. It's
Well, even if
not ready for this set to be over.
Even if Michigan doesn't come back to win this set, they've now carried a little bit of that momentum maybe into the fourth set.
Yeah, don't count Michigan out quite yet. They are starting to rock and roll.
Oh, just like that, a service error ends the set. So it's Duke who will take a 2-1 lead. It's the Gracie Johnson show for the Blue Devils tonight. 20 kills and 22 points for Gracie Johnson. Duke leading by a set. We'll have the fourth set for you after this on ACC Network. Talked about it a little bit ago, but Jess Merzick there for Michigan had a career-high game against the Blue Devils last year in Ann Arbor. Not the same kind of result tonight, but she's picking things up here as of late. Had a couple big putaways for Michigan in that last set.
Yeah, she's definitely on the top of Duke's scouting report, being a key player for Michigan, and so Duke recognizing that, trying to take her out of her rhythm by serving her really tough on serve receive, keeping her on her heels on defense, but she's really starting to battle back here late in this first set.
Have you noticed that she's maybe gotten a little more confident over the last set and a half after the Blue Devils really targeted her hard, as you mentioned, to start the match?
Yeah, and also I think knowing that she has other, like Kendall and other middle, like Robinson, they're able to kind of elevate the team, and she's having the night she wants, gives her that room to breathe and kind of get back into her rhythm. So relying on those teammates to, when you're not having the night you want necessarily, you can have, giving yourself patience to get back into it, because your teammates are there to back you up.
Well, it speaks to the depth that Michigan has, and that's one of the things Coach Rosen talked to us about yesterday, was just how deep this team is. He really likes this club. It feels like they're a team that can really make some noise off to their best start since 2018 when they started 11-0. And they've got balance in that 5-set win over Loyola Chicago. They had 3 players with double-figure kills, Murray and Merzick and Robinson, all in double figures. So there are a lot of arrows in the quiver for Coach Rosen.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be this is a fun team to watch. They're going to keep getting better and better, especially as they, figure out their rhythm and figure out their lineup. And like he said, doesn't want to make too many decisions too fast.
Sure.
And see how they develop. And so I think this is definitely going to be a team to watch this season, fun to watch.
So Rachel Richardson gets us going here in set number 4. Michigan having to win this set to keep the match alive, and already the Wolverines making a play there at the net.
Yeah, big smile there by Jess. Again, fun to see when they can kind of get back in their rhythm and have their teammates around them to rally them.
Another one for Gracie Johnson. That's 21 kills for the Duke co-captain.
I think the Michigan defense has been so used to her just hammering the ball that off-speed shot caught them a little bit off guard.
Johnson, by the way, 1 kill away from equaling her career high. Good dig by Sydney Yap. Johnson off the block. Chang keeps it alive. Johnson, another opportunity. And what a seam. Michigan strikes again. Pertovsky finds the open spot.
And what a ball that was put up by the setter, Megan Dowd. I mean, just really nice control, really nice second ball for the hitter to do something with. That was a really nice play.
Pertovsky to serve. And a little too much oomph on that one. Amber Beals back in. We saw Beals in a little earlier. Listed as another one of those defensive specialist, libero type players. Probably to try to counteract some of Duke's serve here.
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, recognizing that first contact is so important, putting in some more passers in the backcourt.
Jess Merzick ready to serve. Merzick entered play tonight, 7th in the Big Ten in kills per set. 4 kills and 4 errors for Merzick tonight. Back row attack, Underwood. Now Johnson. That's out.
A good patience by Michigan defense, not trying to do too much and reach for the ball, letting Duke make the errors and waiting for their moments to score points.
Merzick with the serve. Johnson the attack. And that ties the career high for Gracie Johnson.
You can see there, Duke, that second ball kind of set the ball off the net for Gracie, and looks like she caught Michigan's block on their way down. When the ball is set off the net like that as a blocker, you got to wait a little bit longer for that ball to travel to your hands.
Boy, a line drive serve by Johnson. Now Murray. Blue Devils keep it alive. Here's Richardson. That hit the antenna. And the point for Michigan. Just maybe a bit of a misswing there by Richardson, trying to fight through that block attempt by Michigan. Chang, Richardson, another chance. Kept alive. Now Merzick had it blocked. It's Fleming and Stavronidis for Duke.
Really good vision there by Lizzie Fleming, seeing that ball was going to be a fast, slow ball across the net from Jess. Sealing that ball with the net with her left hand. Really good blocking by Lizzie.
And a little miscommunication by Duke, resulting in the point for Michigan.
And there you also see on the Michigan side, Megan going back to Jess Merzick. Didn't get that first back row attack, got blocked. She went right back to her, and she got the kill. And just again, you can see that leadership and those intangibles, building confidence and trust into her hitters.
Having a great season, a career high 49 assists against Utah Tech. She's actually had 49 assists twice in a match this year. both times setting the career high. Another point there for the Blue Devils to pull it within one. And it's Sydney Yap who has the honors now. All smiles for Rachel Richardson and her Duke club, leading 2-1. And Robinson dumps it down for a point.
That was a really nice connection between Maddie Dowd and Robinson. Again, set was a little bit off the net. And so those are the times when you want to feed your middle as well, because it's the times you don't expect the middle to get set. And so the other team's block isn't necessarily keen in the middle. So really smart play by Dowd and Robinson.
And what a serve there by Murray. Knuckleballing it to the back line, and Michigan leads by 3.
Yeah, that's a really gnarly float serve. You can just tell it just dropped right there at that perfect time.
Serves Johnson again. Richardson swings and off the tip. Check that, 10 kills now for Rachel Richardson. Becomes the second Blue Devil in double figures. Dowd sets it up. Richardson and Underwood keep it alive. Johnson tips it over. Now the set and the termination for Pertovsky. It's been fun to watch these hitters swing tonight.
Yeah, they've been really mixing up a lot too, just taking big swings at it, not being afraid of the block. It's fun volleyball to watch.
Robinson serves to Underwood. Set up for Johnson. And a new career high for Gracie Johnson. Her 23rd kill of the match.
Wow, she is hard to slow down.
And now we'll just add to her career total as this match continues. Michigan's got to get it over here. And another point for the Blue Devils. Duke trying to limit this Michigan scoring run. Johnson. Right there was Grant to keep it alive. Now the battle at the net. And it's Michigan again with the point.
Yeah, smart play there by Jess. She realized, Gracie Johnson is sitting back on defense. Nice high roll shot there to the center of their court. Even if Gracie would have gotten that, it would have taken her out of the play and not into her normal rhythm. So again, really smart play there by Jess.
Michigan by 2. Good serve by Pertovsky. Blocked right there at the net. We talk about Merzik maybe heating up a little bit. A kill and now a big put away at the net for Michigan.
Yeah, this is a good time for her to come back alive out there. This is really exciting to see. Again, credit to her just being patient, working through some things, not letting herself, taking confidence, not getting too hard on herself.
You talk about being even keeled, never get too high, never get too low. Maybe that's a great lesson for a lot of players. Merzik staying within the game and contributing big time for Michigan here in this 4 set.
Absolutely.
Johnson down the line again. Devin Chang to serve with Duke trailing by a pair. And that's out on a big swing by Jackie Boney.
Yeah, heck of a swing. Even though it was out, you could hear the ball hit the floor from up here.
One more look. Gracie Johnson even made sure everybody knew it was out. And an ace for Devin Chang. 7th ace for Duke as a group. And Duke now trying to take the lead in this 4th set. You saw the number there, how good the Blue Devils have been serving this season. It's been one of the big strengths of this team. And that's in on a big swing by Merzick.
Yeah, big swing by Merzick, and also great defensive play by Kendall Murray there in the backcourt. See, she took it with her hands. Second ball, knew where it was going, but she took a nice high swing of the ball, put it into an area of the court where, you know, she had the most real estate, and even if Duke got a play on it, it would have been a bit of a scramble play.
Merzick playing at a really high level in this 4th set. Dowd setting off the tip. Boney unable to convert. Johnson terminates.
And, you know, I think Gracie Johnson is really targeting and attacking that line block of Michigan. You know, made out a little bit on the smaller side in terms of her block. And so Gracie Johnson taking advantage of that, trying to hit that line or that really high seam in that blocking area.
Underwood, a nice dig. Richardson sends it over. Merzick again finesses. Richardson. Merzick again. There's Chang for Duke. Now Underwood setting up Richardson. Off the tip. Grant keeps it alive. Murray swings and scores. And every time Duke gets on a little run or Duke ties it up, Michigan has an answer.
Yeah, they're really having their more well-balanced players, you know, come back alive. Not now, it's not just Kendall Murray on the outside, but it's just Merzick in the back row. It's, you know, Jackie Boney on those middle right side swings, and so they're really their balance is really starting to become effective all across the court. And also their patience on defense. You know, that was a really long rally. There was a lot of digs, and you can very easily lose track of who's where, and so they did a good job of communicating and keeping everyone on the same page in that play.
So Michigan with the 1-point edge. Must-win set for the Wolverines. Grant serves. Fleming on the attack. At the net, and it's the Blue Devils who tie it up again. Michigan player there into the net.
Just caught it a little bit with their hands and she's trying to play it out.
So can Duke take the lead? We haven't seen the Blue Devils have much of a lead at all in this 4th set. Merzick. And another point for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, another backcourt attack there. Just a little bit too close that 10-foot line. They're really trying to press her, keep her aggressive. You want to, you know, jump as close as you can to that 10-foot line to make it as close to the net as you can when you're making contact, but just gonna touch it a little too close.
Dumped over. Richardson swings and gives Duke a 2-point edge in the 4th set. So it's Duke who has clawed ahead, leading by a set. The Blue Devils lead by 2 here in the 4th set. When we come back from Southern California to Ann Arbor, we'll talk more about that and the story of Haley Halgren right after this on ACC Network. Haley Halgren playing at Michigan after a very successful career at Southern California, where she won a national championship on the beach. Had a couple years of extra eligibility left, decided to go back to the indoor game, which she hadn't played since she was 15 years old. So Halgren comes to Michigan, had some health issues last year, and talking with Coach Rosen said she just could never get her breath. She just couldn't seem to get totally right. Well, they checked it out, and she had a tumor on her lung the size of an orange, and they ended up having to do surgery. They took out the tumor, which also made her take out half of one of her lungs. And to this point, she's in great shape, and now nothing phases her. And Coach talked about how great it was that she was at Michigan so she could get the attention that she needed, and just a really cool story of someone who's now fully healthy and using sports as a great vehicle.
Yeah, pretty incredible story, and I mean, no better place you want to be than Michigan and their hospital and healthcare system. So kudos to the team to keep trying to work through that and figure out what was wrong, and the stamina and the fortitude that she's shown. And it's fun to see her now play back on the indoor game and taking a lot of those key learnings from the beach game, you know, the style of play, just being very instinctual, and just fun to see her out there playing again.
Yeah,
healthy.
it talks about the depth that Michigan has. You talk about the depth as the Blue Devils forcing Michigan to call another timeout. Take another look at that last play as Duke able to get the big attack and the big block. Georgia Stavronidis helping on the block there for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Duke is definitely not letting Michigan creep back into this ball game.
Energy in Cameron tonight. What is Coach Rosen telling his team right now? Obviously they're down in the set, they're down in the match, and they gotta win this one to force that fifth set.
Yeah, I think, well, you don't want to say what not to do. You want to always focus on what you should do, but I think you should stay loose, stay hungry, stay aggressive, and find a way to not let them get tight and not let them start making those unforced errors that will really put this game out of reach for Michigan.
So Duke serving, leading 17-13, and it's Lizzie Fleming, one of the Duke co-captains. And another kill for Jess Robinson. And right out of the timeout, that's exactly what Michigan wanted to do, find Robinson and let her terminate.
Yep, absolutely. Go back to your key hitters. Let them get back into a good rhythm. I think they're going to be leaning on her a lot for the rest of this match.
Maddie Dowd now for the Wolverines. And a point right back to Duke. Eight service errors for Michigan. The 12 errors for Duke, so talked about it a lot. Got to serve tough, take the good with the bad. Sydney Yap, just like that, there's some good. An ace for the Blue Devils and a 5-point lead.
Duke's serving has just been really phenomenal and really putting Michigan in a position where it takes them out of their offense completely, and that's one of the key components here to Duke's success tonight.
And Michigan calling their final timeout, down by 5, and sensing the Blue Devils might have captured a ton of momentum here in this finals, or this fourth set. And this is certainly a good learning match for both these teams, but for Michigan right now, Coach Rosen talking about how they wanted to learn about themselves. I think Michigan's probably learned some lessons about themselves tonight.
Yeah, you know, I think one is just understanding maybe their service receive a little bit and helping to kind of get a better balance on that. That's been one of the things that's hurt them. They can't get their dynamic offense involved as much when they can't get that first contact.
One of the things that's really hurt Michigan tonight has been Gracie Johnson on the Duke side. Johnson at career high, 25 kills tonight, and she's doing it in a variety of ways.
Yeah, I mean, she is being really smart with her shot selection. Duke's, I would give, you know, Devin Chang's putting her in a good position to make smart swings, keeping her off the net so she can't hit around that really big Michigan block. And when it's not there, she puts it short in front of the setter, making the other team scramble a lot. Line shots like you see there. Nice roll shots in the middle of the court. So she just has a variety of shot selection that she can pull from her tool belt.
46 assists for Devin Chang tonight. So to your point, Chang has certainly helped Johnson out as well. You see Johnson's career high.
Yeah, hitter is only as good as their setter, and if you don't have, you know, the setter teeing you up in the right way, and not much you can do about it. So credit goes to her too of running a really great offense.
Richardson. And the Blue Devils lead by 6. A Baker's dozen in kills for Rachel Richardson. Duke closing in on a 4th set victory, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak to the Wolverines. It'll be the first time Jolene Nagel has defeated Michigan as the head coach at Duke. And off the back row, the Blue Devils are inching even closer, leading by 7 on another put away by Johnson. Robinson finds a seam. Her 11th kill of the night.
Yeah, when she gets up there and when she's available for the setter, she takes some really great swings. And again, when that ball is passed well to the setter, Michigan can really run a dynamic offense, and there's still a lot of time within this game for Michigan.
And a block there. Cato might have short-armed it a bit too, but Michigan still creeping around, trying to claw back in it.
Yeah, remember, Coach Rosen said they win the pretty plays, but they also can win the gritty plays as well and the ugly plays. And so, they're a very well-experienced team. They've been through a lot, so they're going to crawl their way back into this.
Off the block. Blue Devils set it up again for Richardson. And blocked again. It was Pertovsky and Robinson again on the double block.
When that block can get established and set up like this, that is a tough block to swing around.
Now Murray continuing the serve. Oh, what a powerful swing by Riley Cato. The sophomore with some sizzle on that one. Allison Jacobs, a UCLA transfer, in for the first time. 102 kills in 17 matches for the Bruins last year. Merzik with the swing and finds it right in front of Johnson, or Richardson I should say, for the put away.
Yeah. Really good vision there by Jess to see that the defense was kind of pulling in on, that set was a little bit inside for her, and so defense was kind of keying in on her rolling shot that to the center of the court, and she switched up on them and made, Rachel kind of miss it wide, expecting it to go more in the center of the court.
Here's Brooke Humphrey now. Appeared in 3 matches last week and at that Lumberjack Classic. In for the first time tonight. Johnson had it blocked. Richardson recovers for Duke. Another swing for Johnson. And another kill. 27 for Duke's number 7.
Yeah, Michigan's defense was keen in on Gracie hitting line. You can see the middle back shifts to the right a little bit. And she notices that and sends it right to area 6.
Now Cato has the service. Dug out by Duke. Chang dumps it over. And match point for the Blue Devils.
That was a really, really smart play. Again, you can tell that's one of those senior setter visionary moves there. Everyone expecting the flow to go out to the outside, and she just tips it right to the center of the court.
Merzik swings and terminates. Amber Beals to serve. I think Michigan just checking to make sure they were still in the right rotation. Richardson on the serve receive. Set up for Johnson. And it's blocked out. Fittingly, it's Gracie Johnson who wins the last point of the match for the Blue Devils on a career night for the Duke co-captain. Blue Devils win it in 4 sets.
Yeah, fitting that Gracie gets that last kill. Great match, 2 great teams tonight battling it out. Gracie and Rachel Richardson were just lights out, though, on the outside, and hard to stop those two tonight.
The Blue Devils snap a 5-match losing streak to Michigan. It's Jolene Nagel's first win against the Wolverines, and it's on the strength of Gracie Johnson with a career-high 28 kills. For Christina Langley and our producer Will Black, this is Chris Edwards saying good night from Cameron.